wanna see this. Yeah. Hey, I remember.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Klein.
And I'm Paul Warren.
And this is another episode of SEO is Dead and Other Out of Control Lies.
So today we're going to have a little different format that we normally have for our podcast. So we're just going to be reading questions off of Reddit from the SEO subreddit and either answering them or making fun of them, kind of whatever we feel like today because it's the 4th of July and we just want to have a good time.
Don't turn this off. I guarantee it'll be probably pretty cool.
This will probably be the most useless SEO podcast.
Oh, God.
It's going to be fun, though.
It's not really incentive for them to stick around.
It's going to be fun. That's what they tell you to do. You gotta get them in the first 10 seconds or they're going to leave. So hopefully you'll stick around.
It's 35 seconds already.
This,
listen,
awesomeness.
At some point, I'm going to tell you my deepest, darkest fear is.
SEO-wise or just in general?
In life. So stick around for that.
It's spiders.
It's smiters.
All right, so part of being a good SEO is staying abreast of the industry and what happens. And I said breast. And so part of it, I go to websites regularly, like Search Engine Land, Search Engine Journal. I actually like that one. Occasionally Moz.
Do you listen to our own podcast as a reference?
Our own podcast, because we stay up to date all the time.
Ryan really knows what he's talking about, so it's insane.
There used to be a really good website called Shipbound that was like an aggregate of all the other websites with SEO information. I think it's long since been gone, but it was great.
This is way too long to preface. Let's get into it.
So, it's important. It's important to see what other SEOs are doing. It's important to talk to them, see their questions, see their strategies compared to your own.
We just want to help you.
We just want to help the good people of Reddit.
I mean, honestly, when you think about it, we wouldn't be doing this podcast unless we wanted to help people.
And we also want you to buy the stuff that we advertise in here.
We don't even advertise anything.
Just did one thing.
I only advertise Mick Ultra. Has like the best power hour.
Whatever champagne we're drinking this morning.
Conundrum.
What is this? Conundrum. Okay.
It's fine.
It's not that
it
bad?
tastes like Corbel, except better. What do I know?
All right, so here's a good question.
Here's the first question. Let's go.
First question of the night. Tonight.
It's 11.
The
11:28 a.m.
The night. How to get citations indexed?
Oh, that's a cool question. I can think of a couple ways. You want to start?
Well, I'm going to read you the whole question from the guy, and we're going to look at it.
What else is there to ask?
All right. So he says, working on ranking in maps, and I just found out that only 35 of my 300 citations are indexed. What tool can I use to get the most of these indexed?
Well, there is a tool out there that was like that, like 1 hour backlinks.
I don't think that works for a long time.
Well, no, not
1 hour indexing.
1 hour indexing.
Yeah. I got a really easy, super fast way that I get backlinks indexed.
All it is a bunch of pingbacks.
It has literally worked every single time I've done it.
I'll go for it. I guess you know better than I do.
So you can just build like a shitty website on something, like almost like a PBN website, put a page on it,
and then
install Google Analytics,
and then list all of them,
and then fetch that. You put all the links on that page, then go ahead and fetch that page and
I knew that.
Search Console. Boom.
I knew that.
They're all going to be indexed in like 3 hours. Okay.
Easiest answer of all time.
Back in the day when you could use like Google Plus for things, that was a thing. Google Plus was a thing. You could just put like the URL in Google Plus and it would get indexed. Like you do a post on Google Plus with a URL on it and it was done. Boom.
Now I have a tricky one. I'm going to make it multifaceted. How would you slow drip them? But if you even want to slow drip them, what is the benefit of slow dripping anyway?
I wouldn't slow drip citations because it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, because it's not suspicious or citations.
No, they don't care.
What was the answer that was on there?
Oh, let's read it. There's 3 answers.
The answer is typically smoke weed, right?
You need to build your channel first, slowly and surely.
Next.
Once you get the fans, you should... What?
Terrible.
Oh, no, sorry. That's a different question. I fucked up.
Okay.
Here we go. There's only 2 answers here. I think you can use Moz Local or Yext for local citations.
Next. Nope.
I like Moz Local.
Yeah, but that's not how you index your citations that you already built.
That's a stupid answer.
That's a stupid answer.
I like Moz Local.
All right, what's next?
Some will never be shown as indexed.
Terrible.
However, no, it doesn't mean Google doesn't know about them.
Next question.
Wait, that does not...
They're not even being
helpful. Yes, it does mean that. Okay.
So it turns out that we were actually the most helpful people.
I'm gonna respond to this and help this guy later on.
Great. Bookmark it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So y'all heard it here first. Put it all on a page, fetch it, it'll index. And
is it possible to build authority without links? Is it possible to build authority without links.
I mean, fundamentally, how else can you build authority without people linking to you?
Well, there is let's talk a little about what this dude means by authority. So I'm going to read more of this. The title really says it. I'm using the word authority in the loose sense of the word. I'm thinking about Google, not DAPA, TF, and CF metrics. Well,
Domain authority, page authority.
I don't know what you're judging
citation flow,
authority by then at that point.
Well, so if it's loosely based off something that can't be a relative,
Ricket, yes.
That doesn't make really much sense. Well, the only other way that you could probably do authority without the links, because links are literally like all of authority, is probably the domain age. Domain age has a lot to do with authority.
Age is but also like domain authority isn't a Google made up thing.
No, they're all
like Moz.
They're all reference points that Moz and Majestic can make up.
Moz made it up.
Yeah,
like
they made up DNP.
So when you say like authority, and you're like, I don't know what that even means. Do you know what I mean? Like the only thing that, like Google ever
it's a made up construct for a reference point.
The only number that Google ever gave you was like PageRank,
but that's gone.
And it's not gone. We don't know what it is.
It's just never updated.
It didn't update it anymore.
It's not updated anymore.
It's still like the thing.
When did they stop updating it?
Like, that was like 2014, 2013.
Yeah, I was going to say about 4 years ago. They were like, we're officially never going to do PageRank anymore.
Now you can't even see it anymore.
Oh, you can't see it at all?
I don't think there's anything that even shows
That's
to you.
Weak.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. If I'm wrong, you guys can. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so this is silly. Everyone's saying that you can have an authority site without links. Please, okay, dude. Good luck. Good luck with your life and your SEO.
If you have 0 links on your website, you're not going to have an authority website.
It's going to be nothing. I don't care how many years it's been around.
It doesn't matter how many years it's been.
It does not matter. Not at all.
If you're a website that's been around 25 years and you have 0 links, you're not going to rank compared to someone that came out a month ago with like 10 links.
Okay, here's a question I can answer. Enterprise local listings management. What platform do you recommend and why? Okay, so you're just talking about your citations.
When it's enterprise, how many locations are we talking? Like 50 or more? Or
so here's the question.
25.
Experienced SEOs. It's been a while since I managed locations. Yext used to be the default platform, but now it seems there are many other players in the space.
I'd hope so.
Looking for a platform to manage 100 plus locations, including a Google and a Yelp. So
is that Jimmy? Is that Jimmy John?
As well as remove duplicates. I don't know. I think he's like including. I don't think he's saying 100 locations. I think he's saying 100 plus citations.
Oh no! Which one is it?
Which platform do you recommend? Well, I mean, this is very difficult to answer because I don't really understand your question.
Just skip it then.
It's not really like put in a way that I would put this question. But to answer sort of what I think you're asking. I would use, if you have 1 to 5 locations, use Moz Local, and that's it. Just use Moz Local. Get 5 different citation listing whatever management for it.
If you're doing like Local or Whitespark and stuff like that.
If you're doing 6 or more, use Bright Local or Whitespark.
Can you mention using Yext on 100 different
never
locations?
use Yext if you don't have to.
Unless you want to spend $50,000 a year.
Yext. I'd rather manually do it myself. The only one that matters for Yext is Yahoo. Yeah, Yahoo's the only citation that you have to manage through Yext, and Yahoo isn't even important anymore. So I wouldn't worry about it. Don't use Yext. It's super expensive. It's stupid. The customer service is awful.
We hate it. Please reference our previous podcast. We have the 5 whys of SEO.
The 5 whys of hell. Okay,
the 5 why the hell would you do this?
Why the hell would you use a company with a Y in SEO? All right, so we're moving on here.
Great.
All right, so using anti-ad block, will it hurt the SEO? No.
What? What's that mean? On your browser?
I think that's
or
what
your website.
They're asking here. After a drop in revenue last month, we considered using anti-ad block to deal with ad block users, but we thought it could be a bad business for our SEO. Since maybe users will quit the site, if you interrupt them with anti-ad blocking message.
I guess I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Let's not even bother.
No, just go home. SEMRush or Moz? Oh, that's easy. SEMRush.
Yeah, SEMRush is sweet. I use SEMRush.
SEMRush every day of the week, 2 times on Sunday. Moz is garbage.
I don't know that far, but
Ooh, here's a good question.
that was it. Oh my god, I thought we were like going to.
We don't even need
all I was going to say.
You're going to use Moz or
all I was going to say is that my company uses SEMRush and we like it a lot.
Yeah.
And my SEO uses for keyword research, not for keyword research, like backlink analysis, SEO analysis. My content team loves SEMRush.
If you want your keywords to update once a week and be outdated at that point and be expensive really expensive, go ahead and get Moz.
All you need to see is Paul's smug face when he said that. It was awesome.
No, Moz is garbage.
It's the only thing. It's not garbage. I just don't like it as much.
Moz is garbage. All right.
Okay.
So, when using Google's fetch and render tool, it shows the character count on my mobile site as 0.
Maybe it's 0. Maybe your text is an image.
The desktop site is fine, but we have to have a 19 plus age verification pop-up for an Ecig site. How can I set it up so that Google can still see the text behind my pop-up for the mobile site?
I guess it's a pretty interesting question. Do we have a good question?
This is actually this is rare.
So does it block the crawler somehow?
I don't think that it would. I mean, you can just
doesn't it circumvent any
even
pop-up?
when it pops up, you can look at the page source, right? Right,
that's all a crawler does.
And if it's in the HTML on the page, which it should be, regardless of that pop-up being there, I mean, like, it depends. Like, are you on that page and the pop-up comes up, or can you not even get to that page? It's like if it's an adult website, it's like, are you 18? You're not on the actual content page.
It's a splash page. Hey, I haven't used the word splash page.
Well, what you can do, my friend, is like as long as there's links on that page that lead to like the internal homepage, like there's navigation, they're still gonna crawl it.
It sounds like
so
I think it's a splash page that's warranted.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like you're talking about. But like as long as like you can see in the HTML, there's like an actual like link for
it sounds like
it
sounds like it gets to a page that's not even quite that. So maybe the pop-up.
So make sure that like
maybe the pop-up should occur on the page itself, not a splash page.
Yeah, so I would do it how like adult websites do it, right? So you get to a splash page, it's like, are you 18 or older, 19?
There's no content on that.
I don't know. I guess 19 plus or whatever.
And then
it's a weird way of putting it.
If the pop-up actually occurs on the page, just try another pop-up and see what happens.
But I would like have that page, and then I would have like footer links going to like the main page or whatever. And as long as like the crawler can get to those, like you're
man, we were so committed to SEO. We were taking our time on a beautiful 4th of July in Orlando, Florida, in the middle of the week to do podcasts.
All right.
When everyone outside is getting real rowdy. It doesn't matter.
We're getting rowdy in here.
No, I'm drinking freaking Coca-Cola and I'm drinking Schweppes. All right.
This is champagne.
I'm drinking.
All right, so Google not yet penalizing my non-SSL competitors. Well, I don't know if they're ever really gonna do that.
Well, when was that posted?
This is posted 22 hours ago.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
When?
Now.
It's supposed to have been happening forever.
This was the rollout was supposed to be July 1st.
Well,
official penalization.
Yet it's not there.
But Google...
No, they said they were just going to, like...
They took a big game.
Put a thing on there to say that it's not. They didn't say they were going to penalize them from a
That's
ranking
true. That's
standpoint.
true. They never said they were going to penalize it. They said that they were going to make it
to answer your question,
very
maybe never. But, I mean, it's just like, this site may be hacked. Are you going to click on it?
Yeah, are you a goody two-shoes like me?
I don't know.
SSL and they didn't, and I don't understand.
I personally think it's BS to, like, apply that across all websites.
I think it's complete BS because SSL, the whole purpose is to handle sensitive information.
Yeah, and like maybe you don't collect sensitive information.
Weapons Zero website is just purely informative.
I go to websites all the time and don't give them personal information. It's totally fine.
That's just like a blog like on Crochet. It's like, you don't have SSL, I'm going to penalize you.
How many times I've filled out personal information and financial information on BuzzFeed? Never.
What, in the past like
20 years? Or CNN? Not once.
Your past 20 years of using the internet?
Not once. So I think it's just like BS because Google's just trying to. I don't even know why they're doing it.
Or remember, Google's like, if you don't do this, this is gonna happen. You do this, and they never really have an intention for a lot of things. So deal with it. Next one.
Okay, let's see. No, I can't read that one. It's silly.
That's too graphic.
Is classified bookmarking good for SEO? I don't even understand what this person's question is.
I don't know what the heck.
Does too many outlinks
hurt?
I'm assuming that's what they're saying. Hurt your website SEO? Okay. As you all know, when writing an article, sometimes you mention the source of the info you talked about in your article. But let's say I have a few articles that contain too many outlinks. Outbound links is probably what you want to call that.
That's 100% what you call it.
Just so people take you seriously.
Just call it outbound links.
Sorry, fatigue. Does this hurt the SEO of my website? I heard it does, but I'm not sure.
I wouldn't say the entire website, but no particular article wants to have like an egregious amount of freaking.
Oh yeah, there's
links.
definitely like a number. I think it's like 100. There's like a set number that you don't want to have outbound for sure.
You just don't want to have like.
But like, also, why do you want to send your like SEO juice to other websites?
I mean,
man?
It's all about the juice, man. You got to retain that juice.
I would keep it to like 4.
Well, it depends how long the article is,
like
too, you know?
4 outbound. Yeah. But like people just like don't install like a plugin that does it or whatever. Like
I'm just gonna like say something that's probably pretty arbitrary, but I would say 1 outbound link for every 300, 450 words max. And also, it's not going to probably hurt your entire website.
Yeah.
It would only hurt that page.
Well, this guy says, as long as these are used properly, are contextual, and not being spammed, it won't affect your SEO in a negative way.
It won't. Yeah.
I mean,
if it was like,
I don't know.
If it was like 100, it might do some weird crap.
I think that if it was like 2 equal websites, and you had like 100, and this person had 4, I think it would.
I completely agree. I agree.
I think it would.
Okay, there's your answer, guy.
Which is the best tool for SEO? Another one of these.
That's
weird.
You are the best
hello, guys. What's the best tool? I've heard about Mangools and SEMRush, but the price is very different. I've never heard of Mangools, but it sounds cool.
Mangools sounds cool. It sounds creepy.
Mangools is better value for the money for me. It has all these interesting tools and nice user experience there. SEMRush is more advanced, has more features. Well,
I think you answered your own question.
I love SEMRush.
Just try SEMRush. It's worth it. It costs like $100 a month, but it does everything that you want.
Screaming Frog, but that's very advanced. If you don't
Screaming Frog does some wild stuff. That's why I'm at like crawling.
It's amazing.
Crawl budgets and all that crap. Which is too advanced for all you listeners. No, I'm joking. But maybe it is.
What SEOers? What was the most difficult or unexpected SEO related question that you were given at an interview?
What you just asked.
Unexpected.
Right
here's the response. There was a page that this company had that was extremely well written, but had minimal engagement, no views. Why? How would they know? How would they know that there's no views?
Yeah, they don't have access to analytics.
The solution was pretty simple. Yeah. Oh, so wait. So maybe I'm reading this wrong. So maybe like you brought this guy in. They're like, hey, we got this page. We love the content on it, but no one's viewing it. And they they asked him, they're like, "Why?"
All the time.
You didn't really preface this in this, but okay.
Well, remember we had that the podcast with Corey.
And he's
remember we were talking about like really well written pages.
Yeah.
They don't get traffic.
Yeah, that podcast. The solution was pretty simple. It was an orphan page, had no backlinks to it, but they wanted to see me in action, try to find out what had happened. Okay.
Does an orphan page mean like? Is he meaning like it doesn't have like any way to navigate towards it?
That's all it means.
Okay.
I was nervous at first because I couldn't think of a solution right away, but
orphan pages.
When I crawled the specific URL in Screaming Frog, the Pacific URL, I immediately saw that it had no source links. I also noted that they had 2 H1 tags. That you'd be surprised how many websites have 2 H1 tags.
See, Corey would argue all day up and down about like H tags. I don't think they're a big deal, but 2 H tags. It's not a good.
They definitely affect the rankings.
Dang, both of you. 2 versus 1.
I'll prove you wrong. Anyways, if you're interviewing, good luck. Just remember to take your time and think about it. But I don't care. Okay. The most difficult question I get asked is how long until we see results?
Exactly.
If you get asked that question, you probably don't want to work there because they already have unrealistic expectations if they're asking that question about SEO.
But that's what every single one of my clients ask, though.
Well, you are an agency. That's different than if you're working for one company full-time in-house.
What happens if it's Halliburton?
If it's Halliburton?
No, it's just Halliburton.
Oh. I don't know, man. I don't know. SEO takes a while.
That was the toughest question I got when I was interviewing at Bill's place.
Yeah.
They go, all right, how long does it take to rank for a keyword locally, then statewide, then nationally? And my answer was, locally, if you do a good job, it should take 3 months. If it's statewide, it should take 6 months. And if it's nationally, it should take a year. And he goes, that's exactly the answer I was looking for. And I'm like, good, because I just like made that up on the spot.
That's what Bill said?
No, that's like, he hired an SEO company dude to interview me.
Yeah.
Just like I interviewed you, not.
You did interview me.
Not.
I don't even remember
I didn't interview you.
You phone interviewed me.
I was like, hey, what's up? Are you like a cool dude or not?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Here's some questions about local rankings.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working. This is from Noble Skunk.
What the heck?
This is username. I've been working with a site on local SEO, and I'm having an issue with ranking. I'm ranking fine for terms with a geo modifier like plumber in Dallas or Dallas shower installer, but when I just do a generic search for plumber, a site doesn't rank in the top 100. I've changed my locations to Dallas, the suburbs, different neighborhoods. Still, I got nothing.
Oh, that's tricky.
Could it be because the site isn't using a physical address in Google My Business, just a service area? Any idea what might be causing this?
Wait, so you don't have a Google My Business? Holy crap.
No, he has a Google My Business, but he's not using a physical address in it. He's using like this business serves people at their home.
Oh, like,
so
like
to answer your question,
it's within a radius 25
yeah,
miles,
don't ever do that ever.
Oh man, that's a tricky one. We might be able to split on that because it can go either way.
No, I never. I always have the physical address.
I do.
Then I open more physical addresses.
That's true, because I typically opt to not do the service area because for some reason it just doesn't work out in your favor. And you'll notice that the people
I've never ever seen anyone do well with that.
No, yeah, that's like a big thing because if you actually look at people's listings and they say I service my goods and services like within this area, it normally doesn't work out.
Yeah. So don't listen to Google.
That's the start. That's the first part.
Do that. Open like 7 additional virtual offices.
Say that you do plumbing.
Can you still do that? Didn't they correct out on the virtual offices?
You can.
Yeah. But you still, right?
You can still open up a plumbing location.
Honestly,
Chili's
you
and
can
Bonefish Grill.
Just open other citation websites.
We're doing a lot of in parentheses. We're doing quotations. We're doing a lot of quotations with our fingers.
So you can actually open those locations at like other citation websites, and Google will make one from it.
Really?
So you don't even have to have the business there. Like you can just pretend.
That's pretty. What's up? You make a good point. Like if you deliver goods and services, it's almost like a bolt in the foot because it just if you see anyone on maps like ever ranking for anything,
they have a physical location.
They'll never say that.
Because if you don't have a location, how are you going to show up on a map?
It's like
just think about it.
Point taken.
And
then also
so don't do that, man.
It depends how your like link building is set up. If it's geo modified or if it's like pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean some of it's going to be location based, anyways. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, you're never gonna like if you start like taking out like the geo modification, then you're always gonna compete with like your Angie's List and your Home Advisor and your like National and Thumbtack and all that other bullshit.
And you can do that depending on the niche.
Should be in the top 100 though. Holy crap! What are you doing?
What are you doing, man?
Yeah,
you're in the top 100.
Come on, Noble. We're like Snowball.
Why don't you just hit us up afterwards and we'll sell you some links.
Yeah, we'll help you out. We'll get some sushi.
Okay, so we have. Do I need to be active on Facebook to boost it in Google results? No.
Talking about social signals?
Yeah, no. I believe still there's no correlation between social signals and organic rankings.
I think it's minute. If you look at like some Moz reports,
I think it's 0, and I'll tell you why.
Well, I'm going to say it's minute, and I'll tell you why before you do whatever the hell you're about to do.
Then you want to just go ahead and do that then.
When Moz comes out reports, when they do their local listings and like the local rankings, it's extremely accurate in my opinion. And when they do it also for like organic search results, it tends to be pretty accurate as well. Where social signals is probably not in the top 10, but it's somewhere around the top 20. And I'll take their word for it, and that's about it.
Well, I think that Google competes with Facebook for rankings, right? For news. Like, they don't want people going to Facebook to get news. They want people going to Google to get news.
This is not news related that we're talking about.
Hold on. So Google and Facebook compete directly for a particular type of search, right? Why in the world would Google help Facebook out? Why would they value anything they do?
It's a timeless adage. Keep your friends close.
No, that's silly.
I'm just joking. That's not
for organic, there's absolutely zero. There's zero correlation between social signals and rankings.
Let's just meet in the middle. Let's be in the middle between 0 and
no.
It's
how many things have you ranked in the top 10?
I don't do social.
So that's my point. How many? You've ranked lots of stuff. You've never done a social signal, and they still rank.
I look at the breakdown of the
just go based on your own experience. You just said you never do social signals, yet you still rank stuff in the top 3 all the time.
I don't know how to SEO.
Oh my gosh.
All right, next question.
To answer your question, I'm going to read your username on here too.
Just say it's like a little bit of social signals.
Let me find. No, it's not.
Hey, let's put it this
there's
way.
0.
Let's put it this way.
Underscore hearts underscore.
Don't bother doing it because there's so many more important things.
The first answer is just no. There's no
that would have been
additional.
yours. That's more succinct than your answer.
No. Just no. So that's it.
Well, that's what you would say. Are
So
you sure you
no.
didn't post on that?
But he's also right. No. Okay. Google Analytics and my website PageSpeed. This is actually a really good one because we're getting into the realm of technical SEO.
I know PageSpeed. I know a lot of stuff.
Analytics is saying my website's average page load speed is 5.87 seconds, with some pages taking over 9 seconds to load. That's a really long time.
That is.
I know for a fact this is not true. I have browsed my site from numerous devices. I have composed images, etc. Oh, compressed images, sorry. And the site is pretty responsive. Also, the bounce rate is decent. I don't know if you're considering decent.
Yeah, that's all relative, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, it really just depends. Certainly not a bounce rate indicative of a 6-second page load speed. My question is, what could be causing this in my analytics account?
First thing, you're probably caching all the pages, so you think it probably loads real quick.
Yeah.
So you're like
probably exactly what's happening, my friend.
Oh, it's so fast. I don't get it. It's cached. Okay, you know how caching works. It means you don't have to load it over and over and over again the same way.
Yeah.
So always give it the benefit of doubt. Never think because you do.
Don't check this on any of your own devices.
Ever. Don't ever look at it like in your own shoes because you're gonna be a silly bastard.
Yeah, you should use like a third party software.
You have to use a third party like indiscriminate like.
Yeah. Like that's my. I would do that first. Like I can't really answer your question until like you know that.
But things to look out for without doubt because we build websites all the time and we're trying to keep the load time as low as possible. Always be mindful of how big the images are. I know.
That's the number one thing.
I know, like some SEOs are like, duh, but like a lot of people don't realize it. Like the second, always be mindful that people are in the flyover states, or they're like places where their ISPs like aren't particularly fast.
Yeah,
and not everyone has like our cool, super speedy, 30, 50, 100 megabytes per second.
Yeah.
A lot of people have crap internet.
Think about everyone in like, like South Dakota.
Just think everyone can download at like 2 megabytes per second.
Iowa.
Just think about it. And if your image on any page is like not condensed and it hasn't been optimized and it's like 1.52 megabytes or more, that's already going to contribute a couple seconds to your load time. Straight up, right off the bat. Always be mindful of your plugins. Having superfluous plugins is always an issue. If you have superfluous code because you're using WordPress like everyone else is, just always be mindful. Don't ever like think just because like I'm on my phone and I'm on my browser and it's fast. It's because your shit is cached. Get over it, okay? Like not everyone that loads your website the first time is gonna see it the same way.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope that explains it.
Images, plugins, website, your server. Your server is a huge issue. If you think that you're on GoDaddy, you're going to be spinning around. I can do anything.
Okay, I'm going to read this last question.
I just know about site speed.
Then we're gonna wrap up at this one.
No,
question.
we're not.
Yeah, we are.
We have like 18 more questions.
I know this is fun, but it's 4th of July. We got stuff to do.
Oh crap! It's almost afternoon.
That's right. I
haven't eaten
brisket to take care of.
I haven't eaten
All
anything.
right, so just started doing SEO. Got a few questions from a new guy.
Shoot.
His username is Hush_. Hush. I don't know if you guys can hear the sirens outside. It's pretty crazy.
It's the 4th of July parade.
We're on the 22nd floor of a high-rise, yet we can still hear this. Okay. Just started getting into SEO for a home remodel company. Cool. Sorry for you.
No, it's not a bad industry.
They tricked you.
I have a couple clients.
Yeah, no one does it for real estate.
Right.
Got a few questions on some things that confused me. I'm on mobile. Sorry for the format. Thank you. Didn't care about reading that. Shouldn't have.
Wow, what a
process.
process.
All right. Number 1. If I get a backlink from directories like dmoz-odp.org.
Dmoz, that shit's like...
The ODP! Okay.
Finally a dmoz.
Or kudzu.com.
Oh, no way.
Holy, this is happening.
Level.
This is a real question.
I love it.
Would they help or harm my rankings? Number 2. How many keywords should I have for the meta tag in each page?
Oh, God.
Number 3, if I have backlinks referring to me, but the links stand alones in the page, is that harmful? I can't comprehend that. 4, how do I check if a keyword is low competition / or high volume, free
That's not a
method,
bad
or cheap
question.
method?
That's the best
Maybe answer that
question.
one. When should I start running ads on AdWords? Not SEO related at
Oh,
all.
gosh.
Or is it even needed with my website if it ends up on the front page? Thank you. Oh, hush.
That was loaded. All right, so I
Hush
guess
underscore.
This is definitely going to be the last thing that we answer.
Yes.
All right, so to
Number
start-
one.
To start,
The
how can I-
directories.
It can't harm you.
No.
But it's probably not going to.
It's also not valuable at all.
So one thing that people have to keep in mind is that OBL, outbound links for a website, is diluted link juice. So if you're in a directory and it's like a cool directory and it has like a lot of authority, but it links out to like 5 million other people,
It really doesn't
it's going to be
provide you a lot of
It's
value.
going to be literally the definition of marginal.
And like DMOZ like isn't even a thing anymore.
Well, that's not the original DMOZ website.
Yeah, it's like
DMOZ
the
shut down.
mirror.
It's like the
of
mirror.
it,
It's
right?
like an
Yeah.
updated mirror modernization.
So it probably has like really terrible domain authority.
It basically won't do anything.
Once they redirected it.
There's no way it would hurt. It just won't do anything.
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything. Or kudzu, none of those are gonna do anything. So
Kudzu
unless
doesn't
you're
do
talking about
anything.
like local citations, which don't do anything really from like a ranking standpoint outside of local SEO, like for organic, they don't do anything for you. But like if you're trying to rank the maps, just Google like citation management.
Yeah. So it's not gonna do anything. So don't
yeah,
worry about it.
sorry, man. It's not gonna hurt you though. So
Yeah, don't
but
worry
don't
about
waste your
that.
time.
Yeah, don't do like
Or buy like a $15 package to get you like a million of them, and
you
like
can get like
whatever
18,000
directories,
kudzus in like 18
yeah.
seconds.
So here's a little advice on link building. The easier it is to get the link, the less value it's going to provide to you. So if you have to email someone and convince them to write an article and put a link in it about your service and like whatever, that's going to provide more value than like if you can submit it yourself. Just generally, that's just how it's going to work.
Or hack a website.
Yeah, which is difficult. So,
Ooh. Okay.
all right. How many keywords should I have in the meta tag in each page?
not
So
exactly-
meta tag, I think that you're meaning page title.
I think that no, they might be talking about like back in the day when you did directories, you could like be like list all your keywords. Remember? But
If that's what you're talking about,
Just
it
do
doesn't matter. Again, if you're talking about your own site and like the meta tags on there, right? Because there's multiple meta tags. One's page title, one's like the meta description, one's like keywords, which don't
the
do
title
anything.
should only be 2.
Yeah, like don't like you should have one subject
Or
matter,
It's either 1 and then branded, or just 2.
and also you need to be aware of like it's not even the word count; it's like the pixel size of the word count.
Right.
But you can just go by word count, use that. But like if you have too many words in your page title, like Google's not going to display it. So I think it's you would have under like
Title's like
48.
Title's 70,
No, the page title it's less than 70.
and then
it's like
description's
no,
about
it's way
double
less
that.
than 70.
I think
Wasn't
about
64?
70. Nintendo 64.
No, 64. 64 letters or whatever, like
Characters?
64 characters.
I think it's 70.
Anyways, no, it's less than that. Anyways,
Whatever. We're above that. We don't even think about these things.
but like, here's what you want to do: is you want to pick whatever. I guess you don't know how to find keyword volume because
Sorry.
you asked that question later. You really should have started with that question. All right,
Yeah, let's
so
put
we're gonna
these-
answer that, and we'll go back and answer the other one. How do I check if a keyword is low competition, high volume, free method, or cheap method preferred?
You can do both.
So, okay, free method. I don't. Is there
Don't use
really
keyword
free
planner.
method?
Yeah, you can do like use
Keyword
any
planner isn't
tool.
free because you have to have campaigns.
Why don't you can do like any Ahrefs, or you can do SEMRush, or you can do Moz, and you can just do a free trial and you can find out real quick.
Yeah, I would use one of those tools like SEMRush or whatever the free
It'll
trial.
technically be free.
Or you can use like the AdWords planner tool, which is
You hate
garbage.
It. You hate it. And I don't really. Like
But you have to have like an account with like a billing account with like AdWords
I don't
to
know
use
if
that
you
now.
do. I don't know if you do anymore.
If you're not grandfathered in, you do.
If you're not grandfathered, I have like 14 email addresses that are grandfathered in.
Yeah, so you can check out that. You just type in the keyword, but like it gives you like a range that's not really accurate. There's like way more accurate tools. SEMRush is very accurate. Ahrefs is accurate. All that
You know
stuff.
what? SEMRush is
I would
rad.
use,
Just do a free trial. That's it.
Yeah, just do a free trial.
Just do the
check
damn
out my
free trial.
stuff, or like
Don't be a cheap bastard.
hire someone for $5 on Fiverr
Or you
to
can
do
do
it
it
for
on
you.
Fiverr and they can do it reportedly.
Yeah.
Also, most importantly than what you're talking about, I'm talking about like this person on Reddit, is getting the suggestions. So they have in their mind like, I want to know about this keyword, I want to know what the volume is, but ultimately no one gives a shit about like what you think. You have to know like what people actually search, and thus her the suggestions.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things you can use for that. Uber Suggest will tell you stuff like that.
Yeah, like Uber Suggest.
You can actually just start Googling terms and look at
suggested
go to the
search.
very bottom, like suggested search.
Which is what Uber Suggest probably is.
There's a lot. I think it is. There's a lot of things. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to how many keywords should I have in the meta tag, which is your number 2 question. Find the thing that has the most traffic or is like the most relatable to what your article is about. So if your article is really long tail thing, like make that like the title, the page title, essentially.
There's no conundrum left?
So now we're out. That's champagne for everyone listening.
No, it wasn't. It was a conundrum.
All right, so but I wouldn't put it. You want to have that, and then you also want to have some branding in there because Google just adds in branding now, anyways. So when I say add in branding, like when you have a dash. So let's say your article is like top 10 best beers for 2010, right? Whatever. Then you're gonna have a dash.
You're gonna write that now.
Yeah, then you're gonna have a dash, and then you're gonna have whatever the name of the website is, right? Not the .com, but like your brand name, right? So if it's Buzz, you wouldn't put like BuzzFeed.com. You would put like BuzzFeed because Google really loves branding, and they're gonna most of the time just put it in there anyways. Like, you have no choice about it. So you guys will just do that and really specify what the article is about. You're not gonna go wrong with that. And
what's the next question?
Super optimize your H1s and H2s, and make sure like you have LSI, which is lane semantic indexing. So it's just a fancy word for
it's a fancy worm.
Fancy worm. No, it's a fancy word for synonyms. So it's just like different variations of like the keywords you're searching for and how people would look them up. Just make sure like your article is peppered with those, and you'll be fine.
Oh, peppered.
Peppered. All right.
What was the next part of that question?
It's a really incoherent question, similar to how I'm talking right now. If you have backlinks referring to me, if I have backlinks referring to me, but the links standalones in the page, is that harmful?
We'll skip it.
I don't know what the fuck that means, man. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You're just using like the wrong terminology, or like you're not really explaining it very well.
Try to communicate with us next time.
Yeah. Number 5. When should I start running ads on AdWords, or is it even needed with my website?
There's always a reason to do AdWords.
Similar, there's still a percentage of people that will click on an ad and not the organic search listing, right? Like, so if you can do a form of advertising and it pays for itself and it makes you money, you want to do it in addition to everything else you're doing. And so it's called a marketing mix.
If you're doing AdWords, literally the only thing you have to worry about is a concept called ROI. That's all it is.
That's it.
It's return on investment. Like, if you're ramping up your SEO and you want some leads in the meantime, you do it. If you have amazing SEO, you have the best SEO in the freaking world.
You can still make additional money.
Then you still
off
do
paid
it.
search.
You still do it.
Yeah,
like, there's always a reason, and that's a separate conversation.
Yeah, you want to do both, but like, don't. PPC is very different than SEO. It's completely different.
See, SEO.
They're not related fields. They're not related fields at all. Other than Google owns both of them essentially. So
this is SEO podcast, but I'd be more than happy to discuss pay-per-click one day.
You can talk about
because
it
I have
point.
a lot of experience, and I think that you do.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So to answer your question,
Get bent.
always do
I'm
it.
joking.
You have no reason to not do it if it's going to make you or the business that you're working for
That's all it is.
money.
If it makes you money, do
And
it.
just but it's not related to like what you're doing. It's sort of like saying, should I do Facebook advertising and YouTube advertising? Well, you should probably do both if it makes
Just
money,
figure
right?
it out. See
So
what
that's
the
it.
return is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
All right, so we had some good questions. I actually enjoyed this format. It's a little different than what we normally do.
I thought it was pretty cool because now we're at 40-minute mark, and I thought we were going to do this for 25 minutes.
Wow, I'm sorry for you guys listening. This is very long.
I'm sure they're not listening at this
Probably
point.
enjoyable. We can post this on Reddit and see if the people that post it will listen.
Ribbit.
Anyways, but thanks again for listening, guys. This is the 4th of July. We're going to go drink some more and have a really great holiday. I hope you guys will have one too, wherever you are in the world. Just celebrate America.
Hopefully you're in Britain celebrating our independence, suckers.
Kicked you out. But anyways, this is another episode of SEO is Dead and Other Lies. I'm Paul Warren.
And I'm Ryan Klein.
You guys have a good one.
Take care. Bye.